guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here. I am wrapping up actually. This is going to be kind of like a weirdo video. I did not make a video last night. So it is Sunday, about 8 o'clock in the evening. And I just was thinking to myself, I didn't make a video last night and I should probably let you guys know what's going on. So, kind of a simple reason why I didn't get to make a video last night. By the time I quit, I was in Bethesda when I got my last trip, drop off. It was raining. It was about 1:32 a.m. and the route that I was taking home from that area was 97, which if you don't know what 97 is, 97, once you're outside of the city, is basically a residential road. It's like a little one lane of travel in each direction, right through the middle of Montgomery and Frederick and Carroll County. Cornfields, horse farms, windy little snake S-turns. It's a mess. It's not even a route that I really like to take home a lot of times. But if I'm that far west of DC, which Bethesda is on like the western side of DC, it's a big drag to go all the way over to 95 or 295. It's like an extra 20 miles of travel. So it's just worth it to drive the quickest route home. But when you add the rain on top of that, it's a skills challenge. It's a windy, snaky road with very little lighting. There's no shoulders. So you got to really be paying attention, especially if the road is wet. So I was preoccupied, but I want to give you guys a recap. So I was able to make all of the Quest goals. Let me get a cough drop. Both Lyft and Uber related yesterday. It was a little bit of a struggle. Saturday was not as active as Friday, I will say that. But here's kind of how it went down. Got started around 1 o'clock, 1:30-ish, when I finally got down to the DC area. And I knew Lyft's peak hours did not start until 7 p.m. So I grinded with only Uber on until 6:50 p.m. And I got the majority of the trips I needed. I think I needed 2 or 3 trips when I turned on the Lyft app at 7 p.m. and I turned off the Uber app. And then I ran with only Lyft because I think I needed 7 or 6 trips to get the 140 bonus at that point. And so I ran with Lyft. Okay, well, let me back up a minute. So I was originally shooting for the $65 bonus, but I blew through that really fast on Friday, and I needed 7 trips, I think it was 7, to get the 140 bonus going into Saturday morning. So now there's a game here. Now I can make some real money. So at 7 p.m. I turned off Uber and I turned on Lyft predominantly, and just ran Lyft from 7 until I had enough trips to make that 140 bonus. And I did it pretty quickly. I think I had it in at like 11:30 p.m., somewhere around 11:30-ish. Now that changed everything. Once I clicked over and I got the 140 level with Lyft, I turned off Lyft and I turned Uber back on to get the remaining 2 or 3 trips I needed for the 125, my Quest, with Uber. And I obviously got them. And then I just kept Uber on. And really it worked out perfect because it started raining in DC like right around 12:30. And I knew what was going to happen. I actually texted Ken to let him know because he was in Virginia at that point, out in like the burbs where he normally hunts for customers. And I told him, I said, look, rain's coming. Bar scene in the rain, all the girls freak out and they want to get a ride home real quick because they don't want to get wet. And lo and behold, the minute it started sprinkling, I got a ride to take this couple all the way home to Bethesda because they were just wrapping up early. And so I got a trip out to Bethesda with Surge, and I said to myself, you know what? This is a sign from above. All my work is done. I've gotten all the targets I set for myself. And my last trip was a nice long one with a little bit of power boost into it. So I'm going to call it. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning when I dropped them off, I think. And so I did. I started the lonely ride home. Slept in late this morning. Didn't really, get up until about noon. I was awake by 10 because my son was talking to me about dinosaurs, like they're the most important thing on the planet. He is obsessed with dinosaurs. But, I was kind of being lazy, so I didn't really get moving until about noon. I ran some errands. Sunday's going to be kind of like an oddball day, guys. I'm not really making too much money today. But I ran around. I did some stuff in the neighborhood. I had to get some stuff at the store. And then I went and visited my mom because I hadn't seen her in a few days at the hospital where she is. And I spent some time with her. And then I figured, you know what? It's going to be like a half day. I'm going to just kind of fart around in Towson and make a couple bucks. So that's basically what I've been doing for about the past 4 hours. And then I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm actually probably going to be quitting pretty soon and just get off the road or whatever. And then that way I can get a good night's sleep in tonight and I can try and do some work tomorrow. Now here's the catch. Tomorrow and Tuesday I will not be able to do morning rush hours because I've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got an appointment with my mom's hospital. I've got to go see a place that she might be moving to, an assisted living facility. I don't have times yet, but they're going to iron out the details on both of those meetings tomorrow morning. And then my daughter has an IEP meeting at her school one day this week that I'm trying to go to. So Monday and Tuesday might be off days in that regard. But what I'd like to do is at least work the evening rush hours both of those days so I can start getting some of those peak hour trips for Lyft. Because if I can get steady peak hour trips every night, then like what happened this week, then I roll into Friday, which is a busy day for me, mop up any last minute odds and ends, and then Saturday is a cleanup day. So that's kind of my new strategy. I'm going to try it again this week, see if I can reproduce the effect this week. If I can, that would be great. That would really be great. So we will see what happens, guys. I wanted to give you a quick update. Nothing really significant to talk about tonight. I've really just been kind of bouncing around Towson. I think I've got like $40 in. A couple McDonald's, Uber Eats, a couple little short trips. It's kind of rainy and cold and people, not really cold, but like 40s, but it's damp and chilly. So just Sunday, nothing really going on. So I'm going to call it early and try and get a good night's rest tonight. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up and let you know what's going on. The tax summaries are not on the Uber platform site yet. I've called about it again already, and I sent a message in to try and make sure that they're on top of it. And they keep telling me they should be up by the 31st. If they're not, it's going to be a little bit of a complicated struggle to figure out how to back out their fees, because the weekly summary does not include their fees. So I'm not sure really what's going to happen. I don't really have a good formula for calculating what percentage of the Uber 1099 I should take out for Uber fees. I can probably come up with some sort of a speculation number, but I really don't want to do that because it's a tax document. I really want to be accurate where possible. So I have an idea what I can do in the eventuality when Uber does not provide the documents we need. And I think I know why they're dragging ass on it. If I was Uber, I would want to take down those tax summaries too. Because ultimately, anything that we pay taxes on, they do not. And so when they 1099 us and say this is the money that was charged to us, remember that's how this whole thing works, is we are the end user, they are the third party provider. So the full amount that the customer gets charged on a trip gets paid to us minus the fees. So, and then we are supposed to itemize the fees as an expense. And that's an interesting tax designation, because what it says to the IRS is that we're getting paid all that money. I'm getting paid the $10 Uber fare that the customer got charged, which really isn't true. Really, I'm getting paid $5 and I'm giving $5 in fees to Uber. But if I don't itemize it properly, I'm going to pay taxes on the full $10. So, and that's the trap that I think a lot of people fall into. So I'm going to talk about this at length when I do the tax video next week. But I can't do the tax video until I have all the numbers, because I'm going to use my numbers as kind of a walkthrough for you guys, so you understand what I'm talking about. And I've already got a way to do it, and I'm going to do a screenshot video where you're not looking at my face, you're looking at the screen of my phone, because I've already got snapshots of my W-2s and things like that, where I've blacked out some personal info like my social, but you can still see some of the income numbers so that you can understand what I'm talking about. And it's terribly revealing of me to do it this way, but I feel it's important that you guys have some raw numbers to work with so you can understand the math. So it'll be not 100%. Oh, hang on, guys. I've just merged onto a road. It won't be like everything. Like, you won't be able to hack my identity with the stuff I'm going to show you, but it'll be revealing enough that you can see what I made, and then you'll be able to see kind of like what the fee structure looks like once it all comes out. So I want it to be very hands-on. I want you guys to actually see what the heck I'm talking about. And I'm using the TurboTax software that goes hand in hand with QuickBooks. So again, I'm very comfortable with doing taxes. I've been doing my own taxes for more than a decade. I like this stuff. I actually enjoy this side of it. And there's a lot of things that you got to be really on top of when it comes to this tax software. So I'll get into that, because it can mean the difference between owing money to Uncle Sam and getting money back from Uncle Sam. And ultimately, that's really the final recipe is you only want to give Uncle Sam what they're owed. You don't want to give Uncle Sam any more money than you need to. That's the trick. So that's what we're going to do, and we will cover that next week, but I'm waiting for documents that I need so I can give you guys the full picture. So everybody have a great night tonight. I will be on the road tomorrow at some point. Don't know when, only because I've got stuff going on tomorrow in the morning AM hours that I need to take care of that will eat up a little bit of my time. But other than that, have a great Sunday night, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.